the government has reinstated and is in the process of reinstating the judges sacked by General Musharraf. And yet, this is still a contentious issue because the deposed Chief Justice is still to be reappointed. Musharraf imposed martial law in November, afraid that the superior judiciary would overturn his presidential election, would declare it unconstitutional. More than 50 judges from the high courts and the Supreme Court of Pakistan were dismissed by him. This has become a rallying cry in Pakistan for a functioning democracy and for judicial independence. Musharraf has since been forced to resign by the elected government and the opposition in parliament. And yet, the judicial issue is still to be resolved, to be fully resolved. We've strongly recommended that all judges sacked by Musharraf should be reinstated. At the same time, we have said, because the government has raised the issue of a constitutional deadlock, since there is a Chief Justice appointed by Musharraf, but who had taken his oath to the Constitution of Pakistan, and a Chief Justice sacked by Musharraf. What we have recommended is, because there are constitutional issues that are involved, the Supreme Court is the right venue to decide them. In other words, the government should immediately reinstate all the sacked judges and leave it up to the Supreme Court to decide whether Chief Justice Chaudhry, the deposed Chief Justice, should return to his post or not. The importance really lies much more in the symbolic action of reinstating to their original positions all the justices sacked by Musharraf. Beyond that, judges to the superior courts, it's really important that they have that independence from executive interference. What is far more crucial than who gets what post is the fact that a democratic transition will require an independent judiciary. At the same time, the judiciary must understand that it has to play its role in preserving and protecting the Constitution. All military takeovers in Pakistan and all actions of military rulers have been validated by the superior judiciary. So the judiciary bears a large part of the blame for undermining democracy in Pakistan, and it must now play its due role. The only way that this is going to prove to be a stable transition is if the superior courts abide by the Constitution. It's a democratic constitution, it's a liberal constitution, it is the basic law of the land. If the judges don't do this, then I think we have a problem on our hands that this will be a very uncertain transition. How they can do it? There has to be internal accountability. And we've suggested, and in fact the government and the opposition are at this point in time talking in terms of institutional mechanisms. So along with internal accountability, there also has to be some external accountability of the judiciary. And for that, we have proposed that the bar councils and representatives of the government and parliament should also play their due role in acting as a watchdog on the activities of the judiciary, but not in a way that impinges on judicial independence.